Hello, everyone. I think we're good. Yeah, should be fine. Hello, everyone. I'm a little salty right now because my cat, I'm pretty sure, like almost broke my controller. It's fine. All right. So today, like I said earlier, well on Facebook, anyways, it's just gonna be like important side quests and some story stuff, or at least stuff that I think is important side quest wise, like for character development and whatnot. So we'll start off with Castardus. If you remember, Valmiro was like, what, 1 or 2 episodes ago, I think, maybe. Had to save his ass because he was getting himself hurt all over the place. And now he's going to go off on an adventure, so we have to help him.
I hope to see you this day, Kaz. I have aught I would tell you. I have chosen to forego the fishing life, so I might travel the land and study its wonders. As such, I had hoped you might assist in preparations for my journey. How does this offer find you? I truly will always be in your debt, Kaz. For all else, I must provision myself for the trek. I need goods that restore energy. Something to speed my steps when exhaustion creeps me. Might you find me
My
some
cat's
such
on probation, so I'm ignoring him. Alright, so Valmiro needs healing items first, and then he'll also need food and some light. And also a pilgrim's charm for good luck. So you only need like one of those. Sour ambrosial meat. I already have lanterns in my party, so I'll just end up using one of those and a pilgrim's charm. To get sour ambrosial meat's probably going to be the hardest thing for y'all to get, because it's not necessarily easy to find. The only places that you could get it reliably, well, there's one place you can get it reliably. You can go to the ancient quarry, and there's a box or like a crate like halfway through the tunnels or whatnot, and you can usually break that and find one in there that'll be a sour ambrosial meat. Or if you are a strider and you have the master thief skill, if you just pass random strider or ranger pawns on the roads, you can steal from them, and they have a chance of dropping kept ambrosial meat and kept sour ambrosial meat, and the kept version also works as well as the regular. Or you can also get an ambrosial meat from a griffin if you kill one before doing this, or sometimes ox will drop them too, and then you can just let it spoil a bit to the sour version.
I know that healing items are of utmost importance.
And those are probably the only like somewhat hard item. I mean, I guess technically the pilgrim's charm is supposed to be a bit of a struggle too. Pilgrim's charms you can get by either buying them from Fornival. You can find one in the Soulflare Canyon that's like a whole pilgrim's charm. Or you can get a banker's periapt and a veteran's periapt, and you can usually find those in the Witchwood. From this one chest by one of the miasma generators, if you're lucky enough. I actually I don't think I've made any with that this time around. Maybe I have. But those are the ways to go about getting it.
It's not that I'm picky. I just don't know what's fit to eat other than fish. I'd best bring as much food as possible.
You're on probation, Tigger.
Good luck.
Alright, so yeah, I just need to give him all this stuff. And this quest actually rewards you pretty hecking well.
A good luck charm would steady my resolve.
Pilgrim's charm.
Aha, yes.
Shall we see to it?
This is more
And then you just gotta
baggage than I
carry his stuff
imagined.
to the shore.
I had planned to pack sparingly, but see now that proper caution cannot be taken lightly. Beg forgive me, Kaz, but one more favor. Should I trouble you to take my things to the
I guess, fam. It's not like I have much of a choice. So yeah, if you have a full party, you can just, everyone will take one thing down here. How? I don't even know.
Fantastic. That is well and truly everything. I have stolen too much of your time, and yet can only give thanks.
Not even facing him.
Please come. Give me in a drink. As thanks.
So this is nice character development for Valmiro, just why I wanted to show it. Because he's one of the few ones that you get to like actually develop a little bit with. Plus it gives you really nice stuff at the end.
You must think me mad to set off in the name of research. What with the dragons?
What? If you want attention, come sit on my lap. And don't be a little oh, fuck. Don't be a little shit.
In truth, I have no proper answer. I simply find such things enjoyable. I don't want to merely dream of the outside world. I must see it with my own eyes, uncover its mysteries. The journey will not be easy, I'm sure. It would be a lie to say I do not fear the dangers ahead. But if not now, when?
You can totally see up my dress.
We are alike, you and I. Two simple folk.
I told you, I have to stay here.
Adventure far beyond themselves. I'll not slay a dragon, of course, but with the Maker's grace, I might yet aid folk in my own way. Dawn is breaking. I'd best be off.
So yeah, he goes off to the world. Honestly, like, Valmiro is actually low-key pretty cool, just because of his adventurous spirit. It really gets at the heart of this game. Setting forth on your own path. Plus you get, like, really rare monster materials, because you will not be able to get any of these until the post-game, unless you have someone gift them to you. As far as I remember anyways, because I'm pretty sure you can't get any of this stuff in Bitter Black Isle. Unless you go, like, really deep, but I don't know. By the way, I'm having Tifa rank up as a Strider. I had her rank up as a Warrior, too, to finish that off, and a Strider. I'm doing now, and then Mage and Sorcerer come later as just part of her build. So yeah. I'm probably going to change her back to a Ranger soon, because yeah, well, I have some time before I need to do that, probably. Greetings. So yeah, that was that's the last you'll see of Valmiro, actually, until New Game Plus. A lot of characters actually disappear from the game. Well, well, I guess out of the main NPCs, a decent portion of them leave Grancis in some way, shape, or form to go set out on their own paths. Unless you end up becoming their lover, then they'll stay in your house. Even though you can't actually even stay in your own house. It's kind of fucked up. You can visit them, but weird. Was I gonna do anything else? I don't know if there's anything else really to mention. Okay, so I am wet. Alright, now we're gonna go do the other, only other really important side quest that I've left for this time around. It's a 2-part side quest for Kina. I remember her from our childhood friendship. Basically, I feel like I mentioned this at some point. Basically, after the incident Cassius, she wants really badly to help you with your situation. So she ends up joining the faith and becoming a nun. And so right now she's at the convent in like out in the woods. Yeah. Sorry, I'm like trying to think things through while I'm also thinking about what I'm doing. So she's out there in the woods working on being a healer and shit. And basically she just, oh god, no discipline. I have no discipline. The discipline. Excuse me. So basically she's out there and has a task for you, and we'll get there in a second when oh god, skills are so expensive. There's no, I want masterful kill, I suppose. I think I'm done with bow skills. The assassin has pretty limited bow skills. Toxicity. I should probably go with dagger stuff first. Or, well, actually no, let's go with upgraded stuff first. That makes sense, right? Or skills that can be upgraded. I think that's, well, almost the last of the sword skills. Just need the upgraded versions of Gouge and Clarity. Windmill slash, or Great Windmill. Yep. Okay.
What will it be? At your pick. What will it be today?
I don't think Tifa learned anything worthwhile. Well, probably both stuff. No. Alright.
What will it be? Come again?
Okay. So now we're gonna go out to the convent. So yeah, Kina's been training as a healer, and she wants to prove herself to the, like, big wigs in the church. So that's the first step. And then the next step, once she gets approval, she has to go out to the big grand cathedral. Oh, I forgot I have like all these other side quests, or this side quest too. Oh, and this one, shit. Alright, well we'll be doing those too. I completely forgot about those. Oh, that's the main quest. We're not going to talk to them yet. Yeah. So we'll get started on Kina's first, since I'm already doing it. Since hers is 2 parts anyway. And actually the second part involves you getting a pilgrim's charm for her. And normally I would just give one that I found to her, but apparently there's like a special one that I didn't really know about that you can like travel out to the catacombs and fight shit for, and I had no idea that was a thing until very recently. So this game is pretty vast. Hello. How art thou? Fighting the goblins.
Even in numbers, a weakling is a weakling still.
I think that's all. Okay, cool. Welcome. I kind of figured you were just Buddha. Buddha from my college friendship. How goes it? It's been a while. Ding. Oh yeah, Lone Flower. Lone Flower is like the best flower ever in this entire game because it makes cerulean concoctions and they're so important. They're armed, master.
They're armed, master.
Start with the weakest.
I feel. Where? Wait, I'm supposed to be being attacked. Oh, they over here.
They're left exposed after a grand strike. I've had quite enough of battle. Strength in numbers.
It's like the only problem. One of the only problems with this game is that you can like move way too fast for the game, and it takes forever for things to process. Where did I get shot? I don't even know where that bitch shot me from.
Leave it to me.
It's fine. We're not gonna worry about it. Tigger, I told you you were on probation. If you want attention, you need to come here. And even then, it'll probably be limited. Oh fuck! I wasn't paying attention.
I'll begin this one.
So much. Assassins are like the only vocation that get counterattacks. Well, sort of. I mean, Mystic Knights get defensive counterattacks. Well, counterattacks with their shield, I guess I should say. Oh. Adulting. So is there anything you wanted to talk about, Buddha? I'm up for anything. I'm just chilling and living and hanging out and trying not to succumb to the depression. Ow! Actually, that didn't hurt that bad. I'm overreacting. It's fine.
We may find aught new to harvest from it. Leave it to me.
Anytime. Let me ditch that, because that's useless to me. Okay. Yeet. Yeah, my schedule has been really. I don't actually know if I even have a schedule, to be honest. Like, I'm supposed to, but it ends up just kind of changing because I either oversleep or I have choir rehearsal or I have plans. Life's weird. Where is Kina? Oh, there she is. She wasn't there when I walked by a second ago.
While I am here, I train as a sister of the faith. I'm to gather flowers. They say I've talent as a healer, that if I labor hard enough,
Yeah, I found a choir in Reading that's like the only thing that I can really
Say I
do,
learned to grant
well,
lessons
publicly, I
on
guess,
the
or
flowers.
communally with singing. Otherwise, I'll just sing at home and be lame.
I fear I am a poor judge of such things. Still, what say you? 'Tis said a blessing of flowers leaves the recipient awash with joyous feeling. Any luck? Though in truth, 'tis the Mother Superior here I must convince of my abilities, and the priests.
Yeah.
I must show them I've an aptitude as a healer. But as I said before, I've little notion what to expect. Could I ask you to give a flower to someone and tell me of their response?
Well, I guess technically it's Shillington, but it's close enough to Reading. It's at Emmanuel something or other with a group called Vox Filia. Yeah. That should be good. Oh, okay. That's not too far. I mean, if you're in the area, it's a pretty nice group. Rehearsals are nicely spread out. I mean, I commute like an hour and a half because partially because I just need it for my overall sanity. We're doing some good stuff this time around. We have, like, I guess 2 concerts. We have a performance in May with the Lord Nelson Mass, and then one in March with a bunch of other things. Should be a good time. How I feel. Did anyone else pick up? Oh, I love this game. It's probably one of my favorites of all time, even though there's also a decent amount that just drives me bonkers. But overall, I just love it. Thought a Mother Superior would be inside, but she right here. The rest of the party's NPC. So how it works is you actually make your own party members. So they're called pawns, and you basically like get you get your own character customization for it and whatnot, and you make your main pawn like very early in the game, and then you can recruit other people's pawns to make the rest of your party. I need to play Divinity Original Sin at some point. I just need to get a computer that can handle it, because my laptop cannot.
The great cathedral's gates earlier than not.
But I'm looking into things. I just need to get parts, or the right parts that I want, I guess I should say. work on building a computer. Either that or like buy a semi pre-made one. I will gladly play with you. Actually, I know another person who's also looking for people to play with. I don't know if you remember Mike McLaughlin. He was in my my class too at Lyco. He's been looking for people to play with too. It sounds like it's better as a multiplayer game. That's how I feel about games like Charlie Murder and stuff too. Yep, you know that I know. This is me on the regular, so you know. That Spotify ad.
Seems the castle walls are reached by a flight of stairs.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel.
She trains in the blessing of flowers, does she?
Kind of sounds like actually like Dragon Age, because Dragon Age is more, well, somewhat more slow paced, so you end up having. Okay, I will indeed add you on Steam. Is it same username as this username?
This is Kina's then? How marvelous. It would seem she is gifted indeed.
Alrighty.
Perhaps it will not be so long before the Mother Superior writes the main.
I will do that then once I'm done streaming.
To think it gives me joy. It was the Maker's hand guided her.
Eager to hear what the priest had to say. I feel the Sturgle is real.
Audience with a duke. Have your... What will it be? What will it be? Have you come again?
Iron and
Okie dokes. Oh. Grand Soren is such a busy place that the NPCs just randomly will spawn in and then spawn out and spawn in again. Wouldn't be bad, or it wouldn't be a problem if running into people didn't lower their affinity with you. Granted, there aren't that many important people that run around the main common areas of Grand Soren, so. Yep, that's generally how life fucks us over. I have no life right now, so I'm usually not busy, so I will do my best to expedite the process of getting somewhere that I can do things and play actual PC games. Well, I mean, I guess the games that I do play on PC are technically PC games. They're more just like casual things, story-driven, click and whatnot. But yeah.
Strengthen the roads and we'll soon find monsters around.
Nice if I had a job so I could pay for everything, so that I don't have to use like half my bank account, but still in the process of that happening too, because I can't get employers to notice me. I haven't tried any of those. I guess the closest thing that would count as that would be Yu-Gi-Oh for like the PS2 and shit. Although you can get emulated versions on PC, I'm sure. But I've never actually like played digital card games with other people like Hearthstone or anything like that. What am I doing? I have to go this way.
This must be a quarry.
Sorry. I actually don't even know how to go about digital card games. Like, I know there's, like, you just build your decks, and each deck has, like, a different way of going about victory, and it's just a matter of knowing how the deck works and countering it, but never dabbled enough to actually get good at anything like that.
You delivered the flower. And what did the father say? Then they acknowledge my skill as a healer.
Yeah. I can look into some stuff then.
I knew I was right to have come
Although I
here.
probably need to make some space on my computer for stuff, which I can do at some point.
If I continue at this pace, I am sure to earn transfer to the Great Cathedral. I swear I will. Then I shall learn more of the dragon to aid in
Yup.
your journey.
Yup. I'm supposed to be able to start the next quest with her, like, right away, but maybe I have to, like, reload the area.
Kina's fierce resolve is a welcome spur to examine our own. A heart kept pure and faithful need never fear, no matter the state of the world.
Worry about it later then. Have fun. Don't slip and die. You too. I honestly am like just really happy that I can keep connected with people and whatnot in whatever ways possible. So have a good time. Be well. Where am I going? I'm going this way. Do, 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 do. Oh gosh. Doing some heckin' yawning. Alright.
We're like to have dealings.
Audience with a Dogma. Have you... What
Leedle leedle lee.
will it be? Have your pick. What will it be today?
Leedle leedle lee. Leedle leedle lee. Leedle leedle lee. I also go for the upgrade. As opposed to the new. Although sprint is a good skill. Coughing. Yeah, fine. All of these skills are so expensive. That's what you get with hybrid vocations, though. I need to change. Yeah, we'll switch her back just in case.
Just like you. Just
Change vocation. Change it.
have your pick. Come on.
Okie doke. Let's see. I guess we'll do this quest now. Actually, forget if it's been enough time that the item I was gonna try and get has reset or not. So we're gonna run to the duchy or the castle real quick. It got darker. I was like really bright starting out, and so my face was like albino because of reflection. And then just changed in the matter of half an hour, and now there's like not enough light on my face. But I don't want to get up to open the curtains more. Actually, I only closed like the one curtain. I mean, there's, I guess, enough light. To the, oh, good. I guess it, yep, it's respawned. Alright, we're gonna wait until nighttime then. Basically, there's like this one item that spawns in that gather spot that I just ran by, and you can only get it from that spot. It's basically an outfit, or yeah, it is just an outfit, but it's the only way to get it. What? Come here. Yes, I know, you want attention and you're sleepy. Come here. Come here. You're a doof. Literally, if I'm doing anything in here, he'll stand like right there towards the hallway and just cry and cry and cry until I get up and meander him upstairs, and we have to stop on the stairs every like 2 steps so that I can pet him and he can rub his face on my glasses, and I just have to play his games, and then eventually we get upstairs to the top of the staircase and go into the upstairs bathroom so he can get a drink from either the sink or the bathtub faucet or both.
Stop telling lies about me.
Mission's complete.
Hi. I know. You're a little
Praise
goober.
for your feats of late, sir. Have your pick. What will it be today? Have your pick. What will it be today?
You don't have to.
He's enjoying it. Give him a minute.
Yeah, you're my little butt, but I love you. My little cuddle baby. Who gets all of his neediness from me, probably. Let's be real here. No, literally though. Like, he's adapted. I mean, I've imprinted so much shit on him. I'm pretty sure.
At least he listens, right?
Sometimes. Alright, so since it's nightfall, I don't know if I explained this. I probably did. This side quest, Eleanor, the Duchess, wants you to visit her bedchamber at night, which is not good because she is the Duchess and she is married. So that's why you gotta do it at night, for one thing. But it's just... fuck.
It's only me ladies.
I'm gonna get
The
captured.
delicacy of the situation. And well, yes. Pray.
Accept your fate. Over there.
Whoops. It's fine. It's fine. I'm in jail now. I didn't bring skeleton keys with me because usually you just get them when you do the quest, but since I fucked up, you gotta bribe this bitch. Sir Jakob. Well, Jacob, Jakob, I don't know. It's probably Jacob because this game is more rooted in the British tradition, I think, than the Germanic tradition. British tradition, I don't know. Anglo-Saxon.
What would Lady Eleanor
More accurate, I suppose. You'll probably get a decent a number of the set of prisoners' rags throughout the game. Well, I guess it depends on how good you are about not being a delinquent. Alright, well, since I fucked up, gotta rest until nightfall again. Hopefully I get the item that I want. There's like, it's like a fan superstition that it's way easier to get the item during this quest when in all actuality it's not true, but more often than not you'll find yourself getting the set of servants garb during that quest. I don't know why. Like, the odds do not change, and yet it's weird. I don't know. Stay till nightfall. Beep 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 beep. I'll get back to that.
Nightfall, Master.
Well, now it's just Eleanor, but yes. Well, unless I have to, like, talk to Ellen or Mirabelle again. Hi, Tigger. Oof. That voice selection, though, is so cringy. So cringy. You can literally do so much shit with character customization and creation in this game. Probably not quite as expansive as Dark Souls, but oh my god. If you want attention, come sit on my lap or stay in range of me being able to pet you. It's as simple as that. I don't know if Lord Julian can catch me or not. Oh, I guess once I get up here, it's fine. I don't know. The game doesn't always make sense. Eleanor's kind of a slut. She's only known you for like 2 days, and she's like, "Come to my room!" Just a little.
Would that words could prove my love is pure.
God damn it, Festy.
You must hide.
The worst fucking character. I hate him so much. He's also a voyeur.
The guard, sire. For your protection, of course.
My lord Esmond,
Duke Edmund's really fucked
would
up,
you
by
have
the way.
mentioned your coming? I might have
We don't
dressed
really
more
go into
finely.
it very much. They kind of do, but not really. I can explain a little bit.
My lord, what are you?
Lenore! Oh, my love! Forgive me!
I'll explain in
My lord Edmund, is something?
Lenore! Forgive me! I was wrong! I take it back, Lenore! Sorry! I'm sorry! Lenore!
Alright, so in theory, you can actually like just stand here and watch. Yeah, got it. See, it's like this weird. I don't know. Anyways, you can watch him strangle her to death. It'll go to a dying screen, and then you just have to do it again until you actually save her. I'll wait until all the cutscenes are done to do the explaining.
Your Grace, Edmund, this isn't. This wicked fool mistook a trifling kindness that I once paid for something more. She stole into my room. I was terrified.
She's a bitch, too.
This commoner must be made to learn, sire. Give her a taste of the lash and a stay in the dungeon. Festy! Festy, I know you're there!
She knows what's up.
The lady is mistaken. I would never violate His Grace's privacy while he violates Milady's privacy.
Oh, please, none of your japes, fool! Summon the guards! Have this villain removed!
And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I had to do. And then she'll give you skeleton keys and you can break out.
Friend of the Duchess, sneaking off to her chambers for a cup of tea. Must be a fine tea. What to come all this way in the dead of night? Perhaps you seek refreshment of a different sort, like a turning the sheets with His Grace's own wine. Damn, you're tougher than you seem.
Yup.
Perhaps there's aught to this Arisen business after all.
It's basically what happened in Eleanor's bedroom. Duke Edmund was an Arisen. I guess technically still kind of is. Like the Dragon Forged. But the Dragon Forged was smarter than Edmund. I don't know if I can actually... Lenore was his first wife, and she died during his time as an Arisen. I don't know if I can really... because I don't want to spoil shit.
I cannot ask forgiveness for this betrayal.
But basically the lightning inflicted kind of like a PTSD reaction, and he was reliving her death because he kind of murdered her, essentially.
You must run. The Duke is half mad and fears.
Also, my laptop is probably gonna die soon, and so I have to plug it in. So when I do that, I'll turn on the light. Yo, I'm sorry that I got you whipped and shit. Here's some skeleton keys to break out. I feel awful, but also as kind of a slut. Honestly, I'm not that bitter though. It's fine. It's what it is. Not much you can do about it. Got this, which has 100% possession resistance, which is really nice for pawns because they're the ones that get possessed. We're just going to discard one of those. Yeah. And we're going to run past all this shit because I don't really feel like collecting anything. You just gotta watch out for the snakes. Really, they're the only things that'll have a better chance of actually hitting you. It's not even been an hour yet.
Master, you're hurt. How did this happen?
Bitch, what you think happened? Alright. I have this quest to do too. But I'm gonna try and do the rest of Keena's quest if I can. Oh, I ran too far left. Or not.
Take care, you aren't soaked in water.
Eat. Boop, 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 boop. Oh wait, it is morning. I keep thinking it's like night, and it's not. Boopa doopa 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 doopa. I really should go to the Black Cat and check on my forgeries. Well, I already know it's done, but I'm very persnickety about how I schedule it, and I don't want to fuck up the timing for when I do forgeries and stuff. It's like not that big of a deal. It's just me being OCPD.
What will it be today?
Shackled. Woke up this morning, shackled and drawn, shackled and drawn, shackled and drawn. Pick up the rocks and carry it on. I can't sing songs on here because copyright. I am breaking the law. Technically. Yeah, actually, no, not even just technically. Like, I legitimately am breaking the law, regardless of the fact that I'm not actually making money from this. I'm still breaking the law. Because... well, fair use is weird-ish. Kick out the rocks and carry it on. I'm surprised my computer's lasting so long on power save.
Have your pick. What will it be today? What will it be?
Okie dokes. First, and Tifa's. Yeah. Alright, first we'll go back to the convent and check and see if I can. I should be able to do the rest of her quest. But I don't know why I wouldn't, anyways.
I worry for Celine. Leedle.
Oh, ooh, ah, man. Leedle. We're not going to the White Castle. We're going back to the convent. And then we'll go to the Witchwood. Well, if I can't do, I should go to the catacombs actually and do Kina's thing. This will be my first time getting a Pilgrim's Charm from the catacombs for her. It actually makes your like overall rewards better and shit. I've never done it before because I didn't know it was a thing. So I'm not sure exactly where it is in the catacombs, if it's like in the upper level or the lower levels. The catacombs isn't super big, so it shouldn't take too long, but I may be floundering for a smidge while I figure shit out. Careful, a goblin! Take my fire! Holy! Love that skill so much. That should have been a counter. The only other counter skills that exist are, well, it's with, magic shields mostly. I guess technically regular shields too, but it's, magic, or Mystic Knights have an ability to, give their shields elemental properties, or you can just do it like regularly, but the elemental properties make it stronger. And if you perfect block at the right time while you have that buff enabled, it does a, oh shit, my battery's dying, one sec. But yeah, the Mystic Knight, when they do a perfect block with the elemental or like buff enabled on their shield, their magic shields, they can release like magical charges that to do damage to the enemies, which is like the only other thing that even resembles a counter. Regular warriors can, or fighters can, or even assassins, fighters and assassins can use regular shields. And they have a passive called Deflect that does similar things but on a smaller scale, and it's I don't know, I mean, I guess you could group it into the same thing, but it's different. It doesn't do that much damage compared to like an assassin's counter or a Mystic Knight's counter, because those things were like designed to do damage. Pick up the rocks and carry them. Let's see if they'll drop an egg. No eggs. No egg. Egg. I don't normally waste my time killing birds, but sometimes they drop eggs. And oh, egg. Egg.
What's that?
Alright, Claris, my homegirl. Yeah, there it is.
You were raised with Kina, were you not? I would ask a service of you on her behalf. May her bless you, my child. As you know, Kina is well devoted to the church. So it is at long last that her fervent wishes come. It is a great honor. We wish to bestow upon her, but alas, as her friend since child, I would also ask you hope. We hope to surprise her.
Basically, you just gotta get her a Pilgrim's Charm.
The materials can be found within the catacombs. I understand these self-same materials are readily available in processed form throughout our capital. The gold required, however, is for middle.
Yeah, some. Alrighty, we go catacomb. And honestly, I think I had heard her tell me this at some point, but I had never personally experienced being able to find a veteran's periapt and a banker's periapt in the catacombs, which I thought she was talking about. I didn't realize there was like a separate pilgrim's charm that got added in just for this quest. Because at the end of this quest line, you get an item that you can only get from this quest line, and it's a really nice healing item. And if you get it from the catacombs, you actually get 10 as opposed to 5, which is what you would normally get, which I didn't know was a thing. Who picked up? Sorry, I'm like debating on which way I want to go. Because I should actually just try and like swerve my way back to the capital and use the shortcut to... Well, I'm almost at the bridge. I could enter from there too. Probably it's the closest one. Just swerve our way down over to the bridge, I guess. Oh no, I don't want that. Doopa doop. Doopa doopa doop. Doopa doopa doop doop. Doodle doop. I don't know what I just got stuck on. I usually don't bother myself with wolves, like unless you absolutely need to fight them, because they just run around. It's honestly like such a chore to try and fight them, because try and hit them and they just run away and then come back, and then you can dodge them, sure, that's fine, but then trying to hit them is like, why you do this? Alright, so yeah, we're going into the catacombs. From this entrance, as opposed to the other, or I suppose that's any of the other entrances, because there are like 3 different ones. Because this one was the closest. I don't know if any of the shit in here, it hasn't respawned. I didn't think it would have. Alrighty. Fucking bats. Okay. Oh my god. Ow! Why you do this? It's too late for that. They dead already. Okay. it here? That's... Oh my gosh, a specter. I didn't... Well, this is news. Specters are this... Ooh, did I get a shard? Yes, okay. Specters are like this... One of the... Well, the strongest form of ghost-type enemies in the main game. They can possess your pawns completely, and I think actually make them go forfeit in some cases. Egg. Let me drop some shit off in Grand Soren before I go back. Oh my god, my spine. I'm so old. I'm 23, but I'm so old. 22 is the new 75.
Business with the guild, sir?
So by doing that, we get 10 of these really special flowers that never wilt, and they are a really good curative item. 'Cause I guess I should explain, that white flower that Kina gave us originally will wilt after a time if you don't take it to the any one of the priests. I usually just take it immediately. Like, you can use it to battle and stuff because it gives you wheel and prosperity, which is nice, but you can get those effects with other ways too, so I'd rather just make sure that it doesn't wilt, which is more important to me because the quest. But the flowers that Kina makes that she gives you at the very end never wilt, which is pretty dope. Is it getting dark already? I don't know. I haven't been paying attention.
Just a cheap, just a cheap.
Also, I'm gonna do, or hopefully get Claris's affinity high when I finish this quest. Because Claris, even though I'm too late in the game to do her escort quest, she gives a really rare weapon with her escort quest. It's the only way to get that weapon in general. So if you want that, you'll need to raise her affinity high enough. I'm gonna just try and max it because I should have enough items. Members of the Faith are kind of weird because they like, well, not weird, but they like cursed carvings and ancient ore, which makes sense. Because it's kind of like history and also like the spiritual. Problem is I don't know which is the lesser item of the two. Basically how affinity works normally, there are regular items, like the lower type items, and then there's a greater version of that item. And there's a formula for maxing out affinity that requires 7 of the lesser item and 1 of the greater item. And that'll max their affinity, or get it to the really high version anyways, even if it isn't max, although I think it is. And then problem is though, is if you give them gifts, their affinity doesn't stay the way it is. Like, gifts help raise affinity, but it doesn't make it permanent. Quests do that. So if you have an NPC that you want their affinity high, because you want to like do their escort quests, or you want them to be your love interest, what you have to do well, for some NPCs they will automatically get max affinity for you anyways just by playing the game. But other ones that are like not quite as important NPCs, they require gifts and then also doing some form of quest to solidify their affinity. So that's the goal with Claris. This is the only quest that you can do for her specifically. So if you can raise her affinity and then hand in the quest, that's the optimal thing to do. If you want the weapon that she will give with her escort quest, the escort quest I think actually happens in like the second stage of the game, which you would never see Claris, well, unless you specifically go out to see her. But even then, raising her affinity is hard because I mean, how are you supposed to get that many cursed carvings in Ancient Ore unless you like spend all the time doing it? So yeah. So we're doing it now, and then I'll eventually do her escort quest in New Game Plus because I don't need her thing that much. It's an arch staff, a golden arch staff.
I have no doubt acolytes of the faith have long studied the dragon there. Some call it folly to attempt the launch. Knowledge is the light.
I want to give you a present.
The materials can be...
Hang on. This is not what I want. This is not what I want. This is not what I planned. Actually, no, I shouldn't even sing that because Disney would definitely sue someone like me because they know they could get away with it. Alright, well, since for whatever reason, I'm not allowed to gift her while I have it, I'm going to just put the item in storage for now. I probably should have just given her stuff before I went to do it. I'm going to be sad if I fuck up. I mean, not like terribly sad, but I would have preferred to just be able to have this work because I thought it would. So, minor switcheroo. Hopefully, I think this is considered a separate pill. No, it's not. Well, hopefully that won't fuck up the reward. I mean, I went to the catacombs to get it, so the game should recognize that I did that. So let's just try and give her shit now. Those points when you're still kind of early game and don't have a port crystal network set up breaks my heart. Although I don't even know. I mean, I guess eventually you could put a port crystal near the prayer falls. I'm not sure if it's one of the important ones though. I'm trying to think. Like the important ones are the Barter Crags, the Pastona Cavern, Bloodwater Beach, the encampment between the Mountain Way Castle that leads to Grand Soren. Trying to think what else is like super important. I guess those are like the really important ones, and then you could just do other escort places like oh wait, no, you want one outside the Witchwood too. So that's like 5 of the 10. And then yeah, I guess like 1 by Prayer Falls, 1 by the Miasmic Haunt. Where else would be a good place? Hillfigure Knoll wouldn't be a bad idea, but if you... Or no, not Hillfigure... Well, maybe Hillfigure Knoll, but the Northern Healing Spring is a good one to have. Trying to think if there's anything else that I can... Oh yeah. Oh yeah. should be able to talk to her and give her presents because I don't have a quest item with me. If I can't, I'm gonna be VSAT. There we go.
I have no doubt
There we
Keena's
go.
desire to visit the Grand Cathedral owes much to your role as Arisen.
It looks like ancient ore is the lesser item. Well, yeah, it looks that way because it's organized by lesser versus greater.
Oh joy, my thanks, sir! I have no doubt Keena's desire to visit the Grand Cathedral owes much to your role.
I wish I could have saved the ancient ore since it's kind of rare, but I'll just have to do some mining in the ancient quarry, I guess, or some forgeries. What?
I have no doubt Keena's desire to visit the Grand Cathedral owes much to your. Oh joy, my. I have no doubt Keena's desire
I'm so confused.
owes much to your. Oh joy. I have no doubt Keena's desire to visit the Grand Cathedral owes much to your role. Oh joy, my. I have no doubt Keena's desire to visit the Grand Cathedral owes much to your role as Arisen. Oh joy, my thanks, sir. I have no doubt Keena's desire to visit the Grand Cathedral owes much to you. Oh joy.
It was the other fucking way around. God damn it.
I have no doubt Keena's desire to visit the Grand Cathedral.
I could go kill
owes much
myself
to your role as Arisen.
and redo that, because that's what I initially planned, I think. Yeah, we're gonna go do that. Because I wanted to save the ancient ore and use the cursed carvings, and I'm pretty sure that's what I should have done in the first place. So we're gonna go kill ourselves real fast and do that again. Probably should have saved once I exited from Grand Soren, and that's where it would put me before I did this. Oh joy, my thanks, sir. We'll just go jump off the waterfall. I've been drenched. I could also just let the bandits kill me if they see me. Well, that, I don't know how long that's gonna take. Because these bandits here are actually pretty ferocious, but I don't know how ferocious they actually are. Oh wait, yeah, this is even the highest part of the cliff, so I'll just let them kill me.
I will protect you with this.
Well,
Are you all right, Master?
thought they would kill me. My pawns are too strong. Honestly, I'm so salty because usually my pawns are absolute shit when they fight. There we go. Now I did. Life becomes so much easier once you get the God's Bane. The God's Bane is like the best thing. It's a special dagger that you need for the story, but also is like a complete godsend when it comes to fixing things when you fuck up. Or for farming treasure chests, like specific treasure chests, because what you can do is save before you do something that you're questionable about, and then you can instantly kill yourself with it if it goes wrong. Which is beautiful, but you don't get it until after you fight the dragon, so it's just like whoosh. But it's essentially designed for Everfall farming in the post game, because the Everfall has like the rarest loot in the main game, but they only come from certain chests and certain chambers. So if you want specific items, you can like save before you go to the chest that you need and keep opening it and killing yourself until you get the item you want. Just be nice. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. Although you can get some of the Everfall items now in Bitter Black Isle chests randomly. I don't know which ones, but you can. Honestly, my lack of information on Bitter Black Isle is going to be the only really not so good thing about this playthrough. Because I've only actually completed Bitter Black Isle once. Because usually what happens is I'm playing and I either rethink my build and design a new one and start from scratch, or my build gets fucked up somehow and I have to start over. And it's frustrating. And that is how obsessive I am when it comes to builds in this game. You don't have to be that way, though. Literally, you can play this game and be just hecking fine without spending time worrying about your build. Well, except for maybe Bitter Black Isle. Bitter Black Isle is the only place, I would say, having a well-planned out build, or a planned out build in general, is very helpful. That's worth planning a build for. Although you can argue what kind of build you want. Originally, I had went for a full balance build with my character, and the defense was nice. I never died, but my damage output wasn't what I wanted it to be. And then I browse the interwebs and hear what other people have to say. And offense is actually just very important.
I have no doubt Keena's desire to visit the Grand Cathedral is much to your. I have no doubt Keena's desire to visit the Grand Cathedral is much to your.
So currently I am doing offensive hybrid builds, although it's probably not the. I don't know what the best balance of stats is. A lot of people say that you need to have a base of 600 magic to be good at all with any kind of magic wielding class. You're getting 7 though because the formula says so, I'm sorry. And then 1 ancient ore. Cool. But my build, I know my character will have around 550 of attack and defense, or attack and magic. But supposedly, the place you want to shoot for is 500 strength and 600 magic. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna make that much of a difference, because that's around where Tifa, my main pawn, will be. I think it's closer to 540 for her than 550, because you can't get as precise with pawns when it comes to building, because they don't have access to the hybrid vocations. And the hybrid vocations are important for getting the most out of your build, because you won't end up losing too much to HP and stamina. HP and stamina are important, you want a lot of that, but if you don't have access to the hybrid vocations, you end up getting more than you need when it comes to, well, mainly HP, sometimes stamina too, depending on how you go about doing it. But with the hybrid build, you can focus more on your offenses and defenses, those stats, which are more important. So yeah, because I know my build somewhere around offenses are in the 500s, 540 and 550, and my defenses are in the 300s. I don't know whether that's too much or not enough. I don't know. Probably is more than enough, or fine. Honestly though, defenses are nice, but eventually you'll get to a point where you really don't have to worry about anything killing you unless it's an insta-kill. Not always. Your pawns, you mainly have to worry about insta-kills for them, because you can revive your pawns and such. Which is why I have the Wanderlust ring equipped. It's such a good ring. But I could talk forever about builds. I'm such a min-maxer when it comes to this game. I still, my builds that I have now they're good, I'm happy with them. I'm sure other people would disagree that I need more magic, and less strength, and probably less focus on defenses, maybe, I don't know, than what I have, but I don't know. This game is kind of like you just figure it out as you go along when it comes to builds anyways. Stories and quests are relatively straightforward to figure out, although every now and then you'll find stuff that you never knew was a thing before, and it's pretty dope. Like, this game is small but also big enough that you can keep finding things in it. Because the world isn't as big as, say, something like Skyrim. The quests aren't as massive as other games, like different quest lines. There aren't like a huge batch of quest lines. It usually just revolves around the main NPCs. But it's still really rewarding. It's like the right balance of people who like freedom, but then also like don't want to be overwhelmed by how much freedom they have.
The Mother Superior awaits us.
Because I know, like me, when I play, oh god, Mason, that was traumatizing. When I play things like the Elder Scrolls, I'm always like, what do I want to do first? What do I want to do? Where should I go first? What's optimal? Because it's just so big, it's like...
I have no doubt Keena's desire to visit the Grand Cathedral.
but it's...
Much to your will.
This is a really good balance.
Acolytes of the faith have long studied the... Some call it folly. Knowledge is the light on our path to... My thanks, Arisen. This is all we required. We shall begin the blessing at once. May the Maker's light shine always upon you.
Hopefully I still get the 10 flowers.
Well, sister, the time is near.
Childhood friend going off to the Grand Cathedral.
Our time together has been short.
So yeah, Keena disappeared from the game.
Very dear to the Abbey.
A lot of the NPCs do. Or decent.
Sister. To quit the Abbey for my own reasons seems altogether selfish now.
Keena's one of them. Eleanor also leaves the game.
Nonsense, child.
Reynard leaves the
It warms
game.
my heart to send one of our own
Madeline
to the cathedral.
temporarily leaves the game.
Before you depart, I would have you take this. A gift from all of us.
Who else leaves? Valmiro leaves.
Oh, my. So this is why you spent such long hours afield. It is wonderful. I cannot imagine the effort it took to craft. My steps will be lighter knowing I bear the support of such fine friends. Pray remember, I seek only to aid you as you have so oft done for me. I will return with the knowledge you need to dispatch the worm. Just wait. Also, I would give you this. It is a small thing, hardly equal to all you've done for me, but listen to me. It seems there's nary a parting I can't turn painful. I shall return to you. I swear it.
I don't deserve Keena. Oh good, I wasn't actually... I figured I'd be leveling up at some point, so I'm glad I changed vocations when I did. Or changed back. I only got 5! I was supposed to get 10! I thought I was supposed to get 10. It's probably because I put it in my inventory. It's probably because I put it in my inventory and then took it back out. Unless the wiki lied to me, you do only get 5.
Do you miss her, sir? Keena will make a fine novice to the faith.
It's whatever. I'll make duplicates at some point. Oh yes, I should probably... This flower is really good. Stores a lot of health, a lot of stamina, cures all your status ailments, and gives you the, I forget what it's called, but makes you resistant to status ailments for a while. Be nice. So yeah. I feel like I was supposed to get 10, but I probably, since I fucked up with Claris's affinity, which I cared more about, because these I can still duplicate. I don't know how much it costs, but it's fine. What time is it? It is 6:30. We probably have enough time to do Celine's side quest. and maybe the beginnings of the Griffin's Bane quest. Probably not enough time to do some Bitter Black Isle stuff, even though I am indeed feeling spicy. I mean, I guess I could... I care. Bitter Black Isle is supplementary to this game, so... or the main game, so I'm gonna stick with main game stuff for now. Also, I should really probably change vocation back to Strider for Tifa, but she needs more discipline anyways before she can buy skills, so we'll leave her as a ranger. It's probably more useful for fighting golems, which is what we're gonna have to do for Celine's quest. Golems and, well, no, can I do the metal golem? No, I have to come back a separate time to do the metal golem. That's right. Clear throat. I'm getting closer to being done with all of these quests with the Badge of Vows from Across a Different Sky. Right now, all the ones that I have, I currently cannot do, well, there's one I can't do because I don't have a skill that I need, and then the others are all involved with the Griffin's Bane quest, I was just going to get them all when I do that. So I'm pretty well caught up on those.
What will it be today?
I got some anathema grass, didn't I? We'll just wait until I get some wintry herbs, I think. Chaff stem. I just like browsing shit. Seeing what I can do or not do. I'm gonna have so many herb ales. I like stockpile these things. You can use Celine, who eventually moves into your house. You can use her to turn these into pretty nice curative items. They just heal, but they heal the whole party for a decent amount. And they're really easy to get, because all you need is one of these things, which are everywhere. And, I mean, I stockpile them, but I don't, like, actively just go out and collect them. I just collect them as I'm doing shit, and I already have, like, 200, so... not too hard to get a lot of. Make some more stuff. Do I have any blinder? I probably need it's probably Cinestone for 30 with the blinder arrows. Wormwood sap. Gonna have to duplicate this before I make regular algicite.
What will it be today? At your pick, what will it be today?
I could teach her a new skill, probably. Is that my Minty girl? Sweetie. Oh, yeah, you can't see her. Oh, you can see her head poking out. That her. She cute. Do I want any of these things? I mean, I'm just gonna get all of them, but we'll just hold on, I guess, until we get upgraded skills for other things. So yeah, we're getting pretty much done. This is all the From a Different Sky, and then this is Bitter Black Isle stuff, along with some stuff that I couldn't actually do until now, and then a question mark that I got very early on, but I wait until the last minute to do. because when you do it, Reynard leaves, and I want him to stay around for as long as possible, and then also make him my beloved so he moves into my house, because I love that man so fucking much. Like Reynard from this game and Alistair from Dragon Age Origins. Ugh. Mary. Mary. Marry, fuck, and kill yourself if you can't do either of those two, because they're beautiful and I love them so much. Should have. Oh, I haven't gotten. Did I? Sorry, I do spend a lot of time checking to see if I can enhance things. Kinda garbagey, it's fine. What does the needs the Jewel of Darkness for? Is that for one of the things that... Oh, it needs 6, but also well, that's separate. Those were like original DLC armors that I'm like browsing over. I usually leave them unenhanced because I usually just try to Dragon Forge them all at once because they're really bad starting out. They get better. They get even better since they added rarefying. Like the ancient set gets really good. Oh.
Just a cheap friend. Just a... What will it be today?
As you can see, I enjoy spending a lot of time doing enhancing. It makes your life easier, because if you want to Dragon Forge shit, you're gonna have to enhance shit at some point. Because there's only so many opportunities to fight Wormkin that'll instantly Dragon Forge all your shit. So, although on Bitter Black Isle, you can fight some that'll have a chance to Dragon Forge even if it's unenhanced, but it's better to just enhance. So you have increased chances, because increased chances make life easier, even if it involves spending a lot of money. Which is why I end up poor most of the time. You honestly do need a lot of money. I mean, you could do less than what I do. What I like to do with enhancement, I usually gather... I like to gather every piece of armor. Like armor and clothing and shit. Because fashion. Because sometimes, even if they're actually early on and they look ugly, they can actually work in some cases in terms of fashion. Like, I'm going to try and do some cosplaying or something, and so... That's why I like to get every armor and clothing available, so I have that option to me. And then as for weapons, I usually try to get all of the debilitating weapons, all of the permanently enchanted weapons, like these daggers that I have. They have a permanent fire enchantment on them, so I like to get every kind of thing like that. Every best, quote-unquote, best weapon in the game, I guess. Like every weapon from the main game dragon, Gregory, every strongest physical damage weapon in, or every strongest one-statted damage weapon from the Everfall, and then also every holy enchanted weapon from the UR dragon. And then I'll add on all the bitter black stuff too, because they're gonna be good, so. And then I also like to get any weapons that have like some kind of special origin or are unique in some way, shape, and form. Like you can only get them in one way, things like that. Because sometimes it's just nice to have like pieces with stories to them. And then all like the DLC weapons that you get for free. Which the DLC weapons, they are either good for fighting a specific type of enemy, or they affect your stamina or health or some healing or something in some way, shape, or form. Alright, so deposit this shit. Lordly emblems are really important. You get them from skeleton lords if you're lucky. They honestly drop so fucking rarely. It's ridiculous. But yeah. Actually wait. While I'm here, let me see if I can learn any new skills as Tifa on the Strider before I go back to the Witchwood. How close? She's not even halfway. Oh wait, no, it's not. Change your equipment. Can learn sprint. Yeah, we'll let her stockpile some discipline. I mean, in reality, I probably should just have her do the ranking up at least as a Strider and then come back once she has the discipline from being a Ranger. But it's not that big of a deal what order you do it in, because eventually you're just going to be done with everything and have every skill, and then your discipline will be useless. So let her stockpile a little. I should have fast traveled. We'll do that once we're outside the gates. Open the gates and seize the day. Oh my gosh. So I've been living in 2004 as of late. I've been watching Animal Planet's The Most Extreme, and I'm so happy. If you didn't have any experience with that show, essentially it's like a documentary type show that focuses on the quote-unquote most extreme animals based on certain characteristics. So like they have the strongest animal, the best fighters, the fastest animals, the best lovers, the best cheats or deception, like con artist type things. It's so good. Because it's essentially just like a very long Watch Mojo list, but about animals and not completely garbage like Watch Mojo. Well, I shouldn't be that mean. Watch Mojo does have some nice stuff. What? That shouldn't have hit me. Countering can be funky sometimes. Doesn't happen at the right moment. It can be funky. Either that or you're just too big, but that shouldn't have been a problem either. You set yourself on fire. Why?
It'll take more than that.
I've had quite enough of battle. Yeah. Sorry. I haven't had anything to drink in a little while, and talking and stuff, and also my sleep schedule is non-existent. Alright, so I don't know if I could take this. I don't think you can take the shortcut to the Witchwood as anything but a magic user, because you need levitate, I'm pretty sure, and nothing, because I don't think double vault is enough. Basically, there's a back way into the Witchwood, but we have to go the long way because I'm not a mage or anything else that can use a staff. one-shotting wolves would be nice because then you can't really run. They can't really run away from you if they're dead. That voice is so cringy. Sometimes my shooting is really good and sometimes it's really bad. Like sometimes I'll just be able to do like amazing shots that require like very little time spent aiming, and other times I'm like, oh, my spitballing is so bad. My buff wore off. That's actually one thing. In the main game, like non-bitter Black Isle stuff, bows and like any secondary weapon, except for, there's one exception, like the Scorched Pelta, or two exceptions, the Scorched Pelta and the Thunder Kite Shield. Actually, no, wait, no, those are more. In the main game and main game, bows and longbows are like the only weapons that don't have a permanently enchanted variety. Like, it's impossible to get any kind of enchanted bow or longbow, or magic bow either. But magic bows already do magic damage, so it's like, because the enchanted varieties have a split damage between magic and physical, but they also have the elemental damage, which gives it somewhat of an improved attack rating as long as the enemy is susceptible to that element. Because it kind of works like Dark Souls split damage shit, where split damage has to go through 2 different ratings and stuff. But usually as long as the enemy's weak to whatever split you're doing with, it should be fine. Like, people always complain about split damage, and I'm like, I mean, yes, in some cases it's no good, but if the enemy's weak to it, like, why not take advantage of it? Which, I don't know. I mean, I guess in the long run, maybe pure damage is better than exploiting a weakness, but I don't know. I haven't gotten that into Dark Souls. I enjoy it, but I haven't spent that much time with experimentation, and the internet doesn't really help me. Because people just have their opinions and talk shit about other people, so it's like, what the fuck? Honestly, gamers are so mean to each other. Gamers and music fans, like rock and metal fans, they're so mean to each other. I'm like, why? Why is everyone so fucking mean? The world may never know. Actually, no, the world does know. People in general are just kind of garbagey. People, you know, the real problem is that people have a really hard time expressing their opinions constructively and not being caustic to other people's opinions when it comes to things like music and video games. It's so dumb. Like, learn to have an eloquent, like, formalized thing and not be mean and talk shit about other people or what they like. Like, it's not that hard. Or at least it shouldn't be that hard. I mean, yeah, it takes some time to just kind of make it your natural, like, habit to do that, but it doesn't take very long. At least I don't think so, but I don't know. I could relate about that topic for a while. Sniping is you can snipe in this game with bows and longbows. Well, actually, yeah, only assassins and rangers can snipe. I wouldn't recommend having your pawn with a sniping skill, well, unless you wanted to substitute one of the charge skills for it. Because honestly, I'm not, like, so you have these charge skills, and then you also have the sniping skills. And the sniping skills do more damage, but take more stamina. As far as I know, I need to test it more. But I don't know if there's, like, an advantage of one over the other, and whether I should, like, put in a more utility type skill as opposed to having a charge shot and a snipe shot. So, and once again, the internet doesn't help on this topic very well. Oh yeah, so people with short bows can fire 5 arrows at once, and then rangers can fire 10 arrows at once with their skill in V-Nice. The damage. Can you not? I'm trying to kill your friends. All your friends are drinking beer, all your friends are making, all your friends are smoking shit and fingering and going down. It's not the right timbre. Or like...
Who's this?
Yeah, that's fine.
When lands were meant.
Ay, 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 ay. You'll now hit them soon, belonging to leave. Hard mode is so nice. Like, it's hard, but you get so much money. Oh no, oh, you're very limited. Why? Why would you use Pentad shot? I think that was... No, that would have been Heptad shot. Did I give you Heptad shot? I guess it did. I didn't think I did, though. Oh, I don't... Or maybe it was Tenfold Flurry and it just looked weird. No, it's not Pentad, it's Endecad. Fire so many arrows. So you can fire a bunch of arrows in like a straight line or in a wedge. The wedge has like a shotgun type effect. So you want to be close and use it on big enemies. The phone is ringing. Is it important?
Such a lonely place.
Amvet. Oh, that's for my dad. It's like Amvet. I think it's for my dad. I'm just gonna ignore it. Sorry. Because I was thinking like Amvet's American Veterinarians, like is that for me? But it's American Veterans, which is for my dad. Ugh, itch. T-shirt says I'm high. Oh, I didn't realize I had that. That's fine. That's high to Celine's cottage. Do I want to get Firefly Stones? I probably should, but I'm not going to. It's fine. Soap to the bone. I will get chests though. I didn't need that. Honestly, this is the first build I've made that doesn't require me to be a Mystic Knight, which is weird, because I'm used to being like a Mystic Knight for a very long time. I love being a Mystic Knight though, so it's fine. Mystic Knight is a lot of fun. Actually, I guess I could talk about vocations too while I'm doing shit. Like my favorite vocations, I guess. I really enjoy being a Mystic Knight. I enjoy being like mages and sorcerers. I enjoy being a magic archer, although magic archers get a little bit shafted. Kind of anyways. At least I think so. Although maybe they've changed things up a bit. I'm not really sure. Or maybe I just haven't been using them right, but... Because like magic archers get really good dagger skills, but I feel like their magic bow skills, which is like their unique thing, is kind of garbagey. Because like all of their skills are elemental in some way, shape, or form. All of their magic bow skills, anyways, are. They have some form of elemental property, which wouldn't be bad normally, except that you don't always. Your more efficient skills aren't always effective on the enemy because they resist that element. Like the bread and butter skill, sixfold bolt, is ice element, and while ice is actually a pretty good element, because especially once you get like later in the game, because eventually you get to a point where so much shit is just weak to ice magic, and it's like, yes. But there are also a lot of enemies that aren't affected by it, and it's like, well, what do I do? Because this is like my most important skill, but I can't damage anybody with it. Or can't do enough damage. And then their fire one is kind of garbagey, or their fire like magic bow one, because they act as like mines, I guess, or like pipe bomb things, except that you have to then go and hit those arrows, or those magic arrows, with a physical attack to even get it to work. So it's like, I don't know. I just wish they had a little more balance, but although I guess their fire skill, magic bow skill being so bad is justified because they have really good fire dagger skills and holy skills too. Because they're the only ones that can use like magic with their daggers. And they get like immolation, which sets their body on fire, and while it does damage to you, you can do stuff that, or once you upgrade it, it does less damage. And you can also just like constantly burn things just by touching them, which is nice, because you can be hitting them and doing damage that way, and then also burning them while you're on fire, so be nice. And then they have Ascension, which is like this holy, like, I don't know what it's like a mini force field or something. Well, not even a force field. It's like you shoot out this holy projection and it moves forward and like hurts, does a pretty decent amount of damage. I'm really bad at describing shit sometimes. I'll sell it. T-shirt says I'm high, climb the tallest tree. I always, no, I don't always. I mess up where I need to go sometimes from here. Because there should be just like a rock I can climb on. Alright. Oh, this works. My throat is so dry.
Straight ahead, Arisen.
Dire Wolf Cape. I already have that though. I need to remember to change her fucking inclination, because she always ends up becoming an Inquisitor, which I usually have to deal with every once in a while anyways, but then she also has been picking up the Guardian role because I've been recruiting so many mages, and people always make mages Guardians, and I'm like, why? Why would you do this? Like, I understand that you want them to heal you, but the fact of the Guardians is that they also just spend way too much time being close to you, and if you are a physical damage dealing Arisen, then you are going to be right next to enemies, and the mages will not have time to cast their spells, which, well, they would, except that their programming makes them like automatically focus on dodging more than casting their spells. And so if you have a sorcerer, that makes life even harder, because sorcerers take forever to cast their spells, which, I mean, makes sense. We're supposed to be the strongest magic in the game, but it's just very annoying. Could talk about all of these intricacies for hours. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I think, yeah, we did discuss, I think, originally this quest, or I showed at the beginnings of it. Basically, people think that Celine is in cahoots with the dragon, and they want to kill her because they think she's a witch. Spoiler alert, she's not, but gotta go protect her because she's sweet and innocent. She did not. She did no such thing. Celine is pure, innocent, and makes herb ale, and it's beautiful. Did I get anything that no. And normally this would be your first encounter with a golem in the game. This is not my first encounter with a golem in the game, but except well, it's not hers, it's her mother's, or grandmother's, but even though her grandmother is technically not her grandmother, it all is explained in a moment. So you want to shoot these glowing things with blunt damage. That's what they're most weak to. I'm not actually sure what type of damage arrows do, if it's like its own separate category or if it's covered under blunt, because arrows seem to do very well against golems, or golem species in general, but I don't know if they actually do blunt damage. Oh, there's one on its foot. This one is very annoying to get. Get it as soon as you can, as soon as it goes on its knees like this. It is honestly the most annoying thing, having to wait for a golem to get on its knees. When they're stopped like this, you can take out a bunch of their medals, but when they get up, they get super angry. And while their medals become easier to destroy when they're super angry, they're also just very hard to hit because they move so much and they're super angry and fire lasers. Because they can fire lasers from their face hole. I can't hit it right now, it's face down. So, yeah. They're not too hard as long as you stay reasonably spaced from them. If you're a fighter or a warrior, you're kind of SOL because you have to be close to them when they get like this. Or you can just avoid them when they're like this and wait for them to return to their other state. Because honestly, it is super hard to hit them when they move like this. They are so fast for how big they are. The laser! In their angry form, they can fire a laser that homes in on you. Normally it just fires in like a beam line, or a line, like that. Oh my god. Sometimes you'll get lucky and they'll, oh, firing his laser. You just gotta run. Somebody killed him. Wasn't me, I was busy running. Oh shit, it's 7. We can finish this quest up real quick. We're like right here, it's fine. Do I get...
She ran this
Yeah,
way.
I know. I want the items. I don't want to talk to you. Did I get dappled ore? Where am I dappled ore? I need oh, there it is. Dappled ore only comes from well, yeah, just regular golems, not metal golems. Usually only get like 1, maybe 2 per golem. I guess that's everything. Magic metals are pretty good for some stuff. Enhancing, I mean. It's okay. Did I get an egg? I might have. I think I did. Either that or a rock. Egg! Oh, I guess I should get the chests and stuff while I'm here. Even though I really didn't focus on getting stuff, I should have probably got some firefly stones.
This looks interesting.
If fine. We'll do the mining in the second area once I'm done streaming. I'll do that stuff off screen. We just gonna finish the quest. I think once I do all this other side stuff, I'll probably do some Bitter Black Isle stuff now that I'm an assassin and have double jump, because you definitely need double jumps or levitate to get through most of Bitter Black Isle because of all the goodies that are hidden. I mean, in theory you don't actually have to, but you miss out on so much shit. So much shit.
Where could she have gone? We must have missed something.
She went to the other part of the woods that you can now get to, but I'm busy getting shit. Because I'm a hoarder. Hoarding, jeggings, stuffed puppies, and craft makings. I think I missed a line or lyric. I'm a hoarder, hoarding, jeggings, stuffed puppies, and craft... Yeah, no, I think it's just stuffed puppies and craft makings. I'm kind of garbage, it's fine. Okay. Ay, ay, ay. Alright. Got everything. I probably shouldn't have jumped out of that. That's fine. We'll be good. Now you can get back here for the first time. Oh my god, I forgot there was a port crystal here in this version. Granted, I still need to go other places to establish my port crystal network, but I forgot there was one here. You get way more, I think I already said this in another video, you get way more port crystals in the Dark Arisen version of this game as opposed to the vanilla version where you would only get 1 per playthrough unless you bought them at New Game Plus. Which, I mean, you can still buy them at New Game Plus in this version, but don't really need to. Ugh, copper ore is garbage. I want firefly stones. Being an archer is really nice here because you can, all the miasma generators that make the map all fuzzy, like the mini map in the corner, most of them are in places that require you to be able to shoot them down, unless you are a mage and just have enough patience to use high Brontai to knock them down. That's your other option. Otherwise, you fucked. Is the other one? I think it's farther down. Sniping is nice. I think I missed. I totally missed. Oh, come on. I still didn't get it. I mean, yeah, I should probably just get closer, but there we go. That time I got it. And there's like one down here. But it might be behind that tree. It's like right there, but the tree's in the way. We'll get it eventually. It is still hidden by that fucking tree. Really should probably just go down there and destroy it by hand. It's fine. I'm spending way too much time dicking around and I should just finish this quest. Because it's past my stream time that I usually go 2 hours. Oh my god, I just wanted to fill in this bit a bit more. Okay, okay. So this quest is honestly like super important in understanding the ending of this game. Because it's V confusing if you don't do this quest and pay attention to it.
We must have missed something. 'Tis Celine. And treasure, perhaps? A grave?
My King Bay leaves.
This looks interesting.
So, you are Arisen. This may come as a small surprise, but I know well the path you walk. For you see, I myself was once Arisen. And this girl Celine was my pawn. The soul of an Arisen cannot perfect their follower. Given time, pawn will assume the Arisen's very form.
Which is what happened with the Dragon Forge and his pawn, if you remember that from previous installments. I think I showed that.
This is the bestowal of spirit, or so I named it. I did not grasp the full meaning of this transfer when first I noticed it. But see well Celine. See how she resembles me? I pray she can soon live her life as a human true. Age and experience separate us, Arisen, but I know you ken my words. Celine is more than born now. She yearns to choose the course of her life, free from the will of others. If you can aid in this, there may yet be a future for her.
I am sorry, Arisen. You share in my troubles through no fault of your own. Some part of me has long known I was, in truth, a pawn. I do not age or die as others. And always I found making my own decisions difficult. Gran gifted me a portion of her very soul. It was a kindness I can never repay. At first, I knew not how to use this gift. But now I have met you. My pawn print.
Yes, I see it now. In truth, I had long thought as much. The ways of pawns and humans are so very close.
Can I truly live? Can I be human?
You can, Celine.
So yeah, this is like, if you remember any side quests from this game, remember this one, because this is the probably the most important side quest in understanding this game and how it works.
Please, Arisen. Say that I might
And then
stay
she comes live in your house and she can make you herb ale for forever.
I want dearly for a place I can feel safe.
She even, because we had some herbs with this now, we had that option, but I'm just gonna wait till she at my house and do everything there. Because the bad thing about trying to make herb ale is you can only carry one type of herb ale, like one of each type of herb ale at a time. So you literally like have to make all the ones that you want, then go back to storage and drop them off, and then make them again and drop it off, and however many of each type of herb you have. And it's be frustrating. That's the only way to do it. You would have thought they would have fixed that, but they didn't. I'll be salty about it. Alright, so I'm gonna cut it here, because I've gone a little over than what I wanted to. But we got everything that was like, oh fuck. Got a lot in. We didn't get to the story part yet, but I'll just save that for sometime next week. And it'll be fine. I'll just do some Bitter Black Isle stuff in the meantime. And I'll explain. Bitter Black Isle is like, there isn't a lot of story until you actually get very deep into it, so I can just kind of explain it as I get along, because most of it's just trying to get deeper into it, and then you actually understand what the fuck's going on. So have a good something, I don't know, weekend, life. Yeah. Bye.